Yo, what's going on, guys? Swaytokes here, and as you heard, we just got back from a little, toke. But without further ado, let's get into this story time. So this story begins when I was in grade 10. I wake up, shower, get dressed, take a toke, brush my teeth, throw on my Nike windbreaker, hop on the bus, just like every other morning pretty much, or every other school morning anyways. So I ride the bus, I show up to school, go straight to the vape spot outside of school and say what's up to all my homies. Everything's going like a normal day. Fast forward to my class right before lunch. I'm starting to get this huge migraine, right? And I'm just sitting there fucking hurting. So I went out and friggin' when I got out of class, I asked all my homies if anyone's got Tylenol or Advil or anything like that, and all of them say no. But when I was in grade 10, or when I was in all of high school from grade 9 to 12, all my friends were a year older than me. So when I was in grade 10, all my friends were in grade 11. So some of them had their G2s, or were starting to get their G2s and stuff. So I asked one of my homies that had a G2, and I was like, yo, could someone drive me to somewhere to get some Tylenol or something? I got a fucking huge headache, right? My one bro said yeah, so we drove there quick and we friggin' got the Tylenol, extra strength, and we went back to school. And I take 2 Tylenol, go back inside, and we all just chill out for the rest of the time that we had left. I think we had about 20 minutes left when we got back. So we just chilled out for the rest, and when there was about 5 minutes left in lunch, we all said peace out, started walking our classes, the usual, the normal, everything. And I had gym class right after lunch, so I friggin' was pretty lucky, to say the least. I loved having gym friggin' right after lunch, or I liked having it at the end of the day. I didn't really having it in the morning when I had it. But so I had my backpack and everything that had my gym clothes and stuff, and I get in there, and there's only a few people in there already. There's 3 or 4 people. So one of them's at the close basketball rim, so I'm like, yo, pass me the ball. And then so he passes me the ball, I take a shot, miss it, obviously. Fucking suck at basketball. I look over my shoulder and I see Thanos walking towards me. So Thanos was our principal at the time. We called him Thanos because he was a really big guy, and he was tall, and he was 300 pounds, 400 pounds, and he was bald, and friggin' he wore the same purple dress shirt every day. So we called him Thanos, right? And I see him beelining straight for me, and then once he got up to me, he just says, "Come with me," nothing else. So I knew something had to be up, right? I was like, oh, but I didn't do anything that I could remember anyways, so I didn't know what to do. So I just walked with him, and on our way, I was like, what is this about? I was trying to see what was happening, why he was asking me to go to the office with him. He just said nothing. He just kept walking. So we kept walking, and all the way to the vice principal's office. And then we get there, I see the vice principal, and then 2 cops, and I'm like, oh no. And I'm just what do I even do? So he does that arm thing to go in. And so I go in, he walks in behind me, closes the door, and friggin' I sit down and it's just silence for about 10 seconds. And then the vice principal asked if I knew why I was here. So naturally, in this situation, I asked her the same question. She said yes, I said no. Anyways, then she told me that someone has informed them that I have been selling ecstasy on school property. And I say, what? I've never even touched ecstasy in my life, so still don't know where that came from. But then they told me that they were gonna do a search of my school bag and my locker and me. And I'm pissed off at this point because I've never even touched ecstasy. And now I'm getting blamed for selling it on school property. What? honestly, the person that I honestly think it was the most, I think that the vice principal honestly made it up because she was always trying to fuck me over one way or another. You'll see that more in other story times, that she's like brutal. Because I have a few more stories that she's involved in. But so, I get up, I empty my first pocket, and the vice principal, she goes to reach in my other pocket. And so like I swat her hand away a little bit, and then I'm like, I can do it myself, thanks. And she just looks at me, just like with her eyes wide open. She didn't think I was gonna do that. But like, I'm already pissed off that I'm getting searched. You're not reaching into my pockets and searching me. I'll do it myself, you know? But then I got everything out of my pockets, everything out of my coat pockets, everything out of my hat, nothing. Then they asked me to see my bag. So I asked them to see their warrant, and I didn't have anything in my bag, but they were being like really like dickheads. And the way they were like fucking like trying to like, I was emptying my shit and they were just trying to make me like go faster, like calm down, bruh. I'm doing it, am I not? And then so I was just like, where's your warrant? And I was just arguing with them that they needed a warrant to see my bag. But then after a while I was just pissed off because fucking they're just sitting there keep asking me. And then so I gave it to them. I knew I had nothing in there. They look in the bag, nothing in there. Of course. But it did find my vape in my bag, which I was a little bit cheesed about because you'll see later in the story. But yeah, they found my vape in my pods, stealth pods. But yeah, so then after they knew that there was nothing in my bag, they said, we are going to go search your locker now. So I was like, okay. So they said, wait here. So I was like, okay. So Dano stays behind with me and watches me while the vice principal and the two cops go and search my locker. And then Danos is like, you know, I legally can't give these back to you because you're not 19 years old. And I say, you don't have to give them back to me, I'll just take them. So I reach for them, and then he fucking does one of those arm pullback things, and he's just like, no. And then he puts them in his thing. He's like, you have to get your parent to come pick it up. But then after he said that, it was pretty much just waiting until they got back. And then once they came back, I see them walking towards me with a pill bottle in their hand, and I'm looking a little bit confused, and I'm like, huh? What? And then they friggin' show it to me when they get up close, and it's my fucking Tylenol. And they're like, is this ecstasy? They really thought that I was disguising the Tylenol as ecstasy. And so I said, no, it's not, it's Tylenol, extra strength. So the cops took it to friggin' test it, and I was like, come on, man, like, I just paid like $8 plus tax for that, and then you're taking it away from me already, bro. I only got 2. They don't give it to me, they leave, I leave, and then I call my mom. I get her to come to the school, pick up my vape, pick up my pods, and drive me home, because I was pissed that I'm not going to class after all of that. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, because we are doing a 1 gram dab for 100 subscribers, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Peace.